The M16 and the G11 are the only burst-fire weapons in the game, but what one's better, you may ask? In this video we're going to have a look at the burst-fire goodness of the M16 and the G11. Well, statistically they're both very alike in terms of damage output, but as with any gun in the game, each rifle has its own advantages and disadvantages over the other. First thing you'll notice is the difference in crosshair size, without the use of steady aim of course. Now on to some hip-fire spread tests. Here you can see the differences in the spread are quite clear, and now you should see why the G11 has that 48 round magazine and slightly lower damage per shot than the M16. The smaller crosshair of the G11 makes it a half decent running gun weapon, as the spread is quite low. Well, I suppose you could use the M16 for the same thing, although you may not be guaranteed to kill due to the spread being somewhat large. At point blank range you shouldn't really have any issues with getting the kill, although you may need all 3 shots to connect for the guy to go down, unless they're already been injured beforehand. Also, due to both weapons being burst fire, it's slightly uneven ground when going against other players using fully automatic weapons such as the AK-74U. Accuracy is everything when you're using these weapons, and we all know that getting shot throws off your accuracy. Ideally you'll want to be at a decent range from your enemy to have a better chance of getting the kill, but you'll barely get any kills from fire from the hip at that range. Well, there's iron sights for a reason, so let's use them. As you can see, each rifle is pretty accurate and the recoil is quite manageable. If you were to shoot someone at this range while looking down the sights, there's a 9 out of 10 chance that they will die, and if they don't, then it's probably lag or something. If you choose to use either weapon like this, then I would go for the red dot sight or the reflex sight or maybe the ACOG scope for the M16. The G11 on the other hand only has 2 attachments available, so I would go for the low power scope. I doubt you would want to use the variable zoom scope if you were this close, unless you can quick scope like a pro. While on the subject of attachments and pimping out your guns in general, the M16 has many more options for customising, such as 4 scopes, a grenade launcher, flamethrower, shotgun, suppressor, dual mag and extended mags. So there seems to be much more versatility with the M16 due to the number of possible attachments, in contrast to the 2 scopes for the G11. But with these test results I'm guessing most people like myself would choose to put a scope in either rifle. But again you'll notice that the G11 seems to be much more accurate due to the lack of recoil. Okay, I'll admit that these last tests were a little bit pointless. Chances are you're not going to be using the M16 or the G11 this close, and you'll be a good distance away anyway, so let's move back a little, shall we? Okay, well, not exactly further back, but I'll do it for the sake of this video. From here we should get a much better idea of the recoil of each gun. You may already have noticed that the M16 has slightly higher recoil than the G11, as it kicks upwards more, while the G11 has a little more centred recoil, or spread recoil, whatever you call it. Going for headshots with the M16, well, no problem, just aim for the chest and let the recoil do the rest. With the G11 however, you'll need to aim a little higher due to having less recoil. But really, in general, you shouldn't really have any issues with the recoil on either weapon, as it's quite low for both. In terms of damage at this range, you'll need 2 bursts to kill rather than only 1. With the M16 this might not be the case due to its slightly higher damage per shot than the G11. If you choose to use a suppressor with the M16, again its effective range will suffer. And please excuse the Atari-esque style shot markings, the picture kinda got pixelated. Again, it can be seen from even at this range that the G11 seems to be slightly more accurate than the M16. But again, this doesn't make the G11 any better than the M16, as both weapons have their own advantages. The M16 for example can kill in less shots, while the G11 is more accurate. So it's up to you, would you prefer more accuracy or more power? Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.